take it over and kick us off in the second half, mate.
Thanks, Brash. And a couple of big contests next weekend as well, Div 2 and Div 3 grand finals. The winner of this today will go on to play next Sunday at this very ground. And Davo, your thoughts coming into this?
Yeah, I tend to agree with Brash. I got a funny feeling Ringwood will, they couldn't play as poorly as what they did that last quarter. And I think they'll come out and play well this quarter.
So as the ball comes out of centre here for Ringwood, launching onto a loose footy. Here for Ringwood, here is a nice fend off there by Jordanov. He kicks this one straight in towards full forward in the direction there of Farmer. Bus ball from behind. Bowden couldn't take the mark, diving on the footy there at Davis, but it was touched off the boot as Bowden managed to soccer that one. And it was touched there by a sprawling Spurrell. And just the minor score, and well, we're almost off to a flyer there. That brings Ringwood to 11:59. They lead Heathmont 7-4-46. Less than a minute played, third term.
That was a great bit of play then from Bowden, wasn't it? He was out of position and managed to get a foot to it, but just touched.
So Ringwood, well, uncontested mark of sorts there from Collier as that clearing kick gets the handball stuff. Now here to Cairns, who's had a good one. His kick is a high up and under and a real mongrel, almost like a Wallabies All Blacks punt there from the 5/8. If that one comes back now here to Rourke. Ball comes out loose. Farm Jackson's in there for Ringwood. Here comes a kick in now here from Davis. It's to the right. And two scoring shots in as many kicks here for Ringwood. Heathmont on the back foot early, 8-12-60. They lead Heathmont 7-4-46, 1.5 gone. Third term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
They're switched right on again, Ringwood. You can see straight away they've been attacking the football hard. Heathmont have got to come out and play exactly like they did in the second quarter. Can't afford to let Ringwood get on top early.
So Pettigrew to bring the ball back in here for Heathmont. His kick up towards half-forward line. The mark taken there by Spurrell at the back of the pack.
He's had a really good game for Heathmont today.
Indeed he has, particularly in that second term. His kick is a low flat one there in the direction of Abrazizi. He couldn't win the contest, and it's a loose ball. Kevy Clark charging in there, wins the footy, gets a fortuitous bounce, turns. Clark now with the kick in towards goal. It's going to bounce, and it's going to bounce to the right. What an individual effort there from Kevin Clark. Just the minor score, 7-5-47. They trail Ringwood 8-11-59. Let's go boundary side of Tim Fitzsimons.
English probably won't be too happy. He was right on there for the handball and running onto his left side as well. It probably would have been a better option.
Ball comes back in, power and little knockdown. Well done, Atwell. Slammed it on the left boot into the middle of the ground. It was a scrambly sort of kick. Broden at the front spot, couldn't quite trap it. Charging through there, David Sindri. Arched the back, sends the ball forward. A breeze, couldn't quite take it. English at the fall of the ball on his unfavourable side. Got the handball out wide. There's a lot of players inside this forward arc. Sean Young, well, he went after it. He copped a little tap on the shoulder. Like, how you going, mate? And it was cheeky touchwood, but it's been paid to the Heathmont Football Club, and they'll have a shot on goal to reduce the margin back to one straight kick.
Although there wasn't much in that free kick, he was the only player that actually went after the ball, and that's what the umpires rewarded in that situation, I think, Davo.
And I think he got it when as he was trying to back out of the contest, the guy tried to grab him and he just got the back of his neck there. So, look, he just got to take advantage of it.
One goal to his name in this game. Young comes in now. It's an important kick. Has he got the carry? Well, the Pine's been one of the favourites down this end. We've seen it hit it a few times, and he hits the post. Minor score to the Heathmont Football Club. 4 minutes into this third term. They trail by 11 points with Ringwood to bring the ball back into play. Grandstand side was a 2-on-1 situation. It wasn't a high percentage kick. Sparrow was there just to take the mark. It was pretty easy in the end. It might have been touched off the boot, but it went away the way of English. He took it. Umpire paid it. He wasn't too sure about it. Gave it back to Sparrow. They're 2 kicks from home. Sends the ball to the hot spot. Who's going to be at the fall of the ball? Kevy Clark. This is his specialty. A breeze was there, he got dispossessed. The umpire said play on, and a step on the goal. Fantastic stuff, Robbie Savoury. Well, if Ringwood were looking for the free, Heathmont were there to take the spoils, and we've got a game on here, gentlemen. There's no doubt about that. Bendigo back scoreboard 5 minutes in to this third quarter, and it's a 5-point ball game, 8-11-59 to 8-6-54.
The entire Ringwood backline all stood then and watched that. They're thinking that there was going to be a free kick, but unfortunately, unless the umpire blows the whistle, you're not going to get one.
Captain Obvious there, Davo.
Here they go again.
This one kicked out towards half-back flank. Savoury looking to take the mark, and a man on his back, play on the call. The handball comes out now, looking there for Callanan, soccering off the ground in the direction here of Clark. He laid to Shepherd. Here comes Barnsley now here for Knowles. Handball over the top. Heathmont with another chance. Oh, what a play there! And an effective Shepherd saved it. Almost scoring shot. I think that was Clark or Callanan. And just as Shepherd there on the goal line. That play in a minute.
Grant Campbell, what's happening in this early stages of the third term stats-wise?
Well, the inside 50s are 4-1, and they've scored from every inside 50 so far.
Low-scoring affair out at Ringwood today between Blackburn and Baldwin, and Blackburn are leading this game by 2 goals, 32-20. Beautiful.
That was just textbook the way they set that up there. Ringwood came through the corridor, lowered the eyes as they ran to the point of the centre square and just hit their target inside 50. And that's just beautiful setup there.
Oh, that's nice. They needed that.
From where we are standing, that definitely went over the top of the goal post.
There's no way that it travelled that far. Check your marbles, Ray.
Okay. We'll have a
concussion test for Ray, I think, after that hit in the second quarter.
And the doctors are on hand too. Ball back in the middle. What can Ringwood do? They want to get out of the middle again. Here's Callanan up towards the half-forward line. He goes, and a strong mark has been taken out there by Brereton. He just kicked the last goal that didn't hit the top of the post. Over inside forward 50, he goes looking for Farmer. Couldn't take it. Trapped it. Snapped around the body, but he couldn't pull it back far enough. Could Trent. He was looking for his fourth, but instead he puts a minor score on the board. Bendigo Bank scoreboard 8 minutes into the third term. They call it the premiership quarter, and Ringwood have been peppering in the last few minutes, but Heathmont are right behind them. It's an 11-point ball game as Davis brings the ball back in.
Flying from the back there was Ferns for Heathmont, wins the footy down, gets the kick up towards the half-forward flank, and a good mark taken there by Savoury. Goes by hand quickly here to Colombo, shakes one tackle, kicks it in towards Clark. Oh, almost couldn't take the mark. A diving effort there from Kevy Clark, and he gets wrapped up by 2 Ringwood players. Well, that was better from Heathmont coming off the back line, but just unable to capitalise there.
Colombo had to do better then. He was in the clear, had no pressure on him with the kick, just missed the target.
Naina wins the tap down. Ringwood win the footy there off the contest. And in there is Savoury as well, and as is English. Oh, almost stole the footy and off to the races, but the umpire says, I'll have it.
And he knew exactly what he was doing then, English. He was waiting and waiting. He was going to tear it out and go. It was really clever stuff from him.
Power wins the ruck contest. Rourke wins the footy, gets the hands out now. Quick one now here to Walton. His kick into one direction of Abraziz. Couldn't take the mark. Ball on the deck. Ringwood bust out now here. Quick clearing kick there from Bowden. And a foot race on now here between Jackson and Sindley here for Heathmont as the Ball ends up in the contest. Sindri ends up on the receiving end. Will get a boundary. Ball up.
He did that well then, Sindri. He was outnumbered at one stage, brought it back in, didn't give away the free kick, got it back to a static stop. So we'll just see how if they can clear it back into the 50 from here.
And after a quiet first half, he's come into the game in the last 4 or 5 minutes from Robbie Sindri.
So 10 minutes played here, third term, still Ringwood. Quick click there from Blythe up towards the centre wing, just bounces over the boundary line and we'll have another boundary throw in.
And again, Callanan and Blythe this quarter are starting to get a little bit of the football. So, you know, they first quarter they were dominant, didn't touch it in the second quarter basically, and they've come back into it a little bit this quarter as well.
So 11 points the margin out here at East Burwood Reserve. The tap one down by Nana, doing better in the ruck contest in this third term as English trying to shake a couple of tackles, one of them being Callanan, and we'll have a ball up. So just over 10 minutes played here in this third term. As in comes the ruck contest. Nana Power wins that tap down. The kick out there by Callanan was smothered, but he's going to get go number 2. Gets a quick handball out, and here come Ringwood. The ball pumped in towards the forward line. It's a contest. Farmer almost took it with one hand as Knudsen now socketed this one off the ground. It comes right back into here to Ringwood hands. The kick comes in towards full forward. Plenty of players flying, but Heathmont managed to win that battle as the ball now on the deck. Strong tackle there on Sindri, and Jackson was the one applying the tackle. We'll get another ball up. So a bit more of a game of inches here in this third term, as opposed to the free-flowing first and second terms from either team. Here comes Nana, swats this one out. Quickly onto the boot goes English, and he gets it around the corner here to Colombo, who takes a mark. Going against the run of play, assesses his options, got Savoury on offer downfield, goes towards him, takes a pretty comfortable mark. And he goes back to Colombo, streaking 3, beats 2 tackles. Goes by hand now out to his teammate there in Knudsen. Back now, come Heathmont to go forward. A quick kick in towards Rourke. He takes the mark now here on centre wing for Heathmont. Rourke looks for options downfield, kicks in towards the direction. A 2 contested mark though. It was a poor kick as Lockie Spurns had Blythe to beat, and Blythe took a comfortable mark. Kicks out now here towards Burns, and Ringwood start the ascendancy here on the centre wing area as Bowden has it now here for Ringwood. Long kick in towards the half forward line, but plenty of Heathmont players there. Good mark taken there by Dylan Spurns, and he goes back now here to Rourke. Across the back line come Heathmont. Davis now with the foot. He got to hurry. He's got Jackson to attend to, and Regan Davis takes the mark here at centre half back. Davis now pumps this one, looking for Savoury. The kick was a poor one, almost taken there by Burmeister. Gets a quick handball out, looking here for Grierson. Grierson goes by hand now over to here to McCann. His kick now in towards the half-forward line here for Ringwood. Contested footy, and Knudsen takes the mark and sees it over the boundary line. Let's go boundary side of Tim Fitzsimons.
Christopher Colombo has just gone down with looks like to be a pretty bad ankle injury. He was in a lot of pain just in that contest before, right in front of us on the wing. He's jogging on the boundary now, and it doesn't look good at all.
So in comes the boundary throw in. Trying to get through for Ringwood there was Macklin. Ball on the deck. Here come Heathmont busting out now. Here is Nana. Oh, strong tackle. Almost got pinged. And the play continues. Heathmont get the kick out now here to Savoury. And he takes a good mark here on centre wing in the contest. BWS.
So Robbie Savoury kicked it straight into the man on the mark there. It was disappointing by him. Powell picked it up for Ringwood. In a series of handballs, they were looking for Callanan, but came in there was Cairns, got boot to ball inside 450, Farmer from the back. Well, he created the contest, but the Jets have the fall of the ball and the numbers. Kick up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football, Kevy Clark. He overran the pill that time. Burns came charging out for Ringwood and then kicked it out towards his coach in Paddy Bowden. He's got time, he's got space, he sends the ball inside 450. That is beautiful play. He asked for Farmer to present, Farmer did, and he took it lace out on the chest about 35 to 40 metres out. Difficult angle, but very gettable.
He ran about 65 metres then, Bowden. He saw the ball bouncing over one side, ran all the way across. It was a sensational piece of work.
So Farmer's got 3. He's side lead by 11. We've got a whistle. Might be blood rule.
Just in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Heathmont's field kicking's really let them down. They've missed a lot of targets, whereas conversely, Ringwood, they were so clean with their ball use, and that's why they've ended up with a shot on goal. Heathmont not showing the reward for their effort.
Robbie Savoury will get quickly mopped up and no doubt be straight back on the park as Trent Farmer comes in, leans over it and pushed it to the left-hand side. Usually it gets closer than that, does Trent, and through for 1 behind the margin, back out to 2 straight kicks, 9-13, 67. to 8-7-55 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Halfway through the third term out here in the Division 3 preliminary final.
It looks like Colombo's still trying to get back on the ground. They need him because he's got that foot speed that they don't have around the ground, so they really do need him to come back on.
So Davis kicks the ball to himself and kicks it all out on the full. And Ringwood with a gift here on the 50-metre line. And it's going to be Brown to take it here for the Redbacks. He's about 60 out now and kicks this one back into the forward pocket. From whence it came, and Farmer, well, had it gone over the boundary line? No, according to the boundary umpire. And
it's on the full.
Oh, it was on the full, okay. Thought Ray Baird might have called that one. He's got better eyes than me.
Got cleaned up in the first half, Ray Baird.
Was that hit from Spurrell? I think he should have been in a concussion test. But the ball to be brought back in here for Heathmont. 15 minutes.
He's still standing, Ray, though. He was looking for a free hit replacement, but it didn't come.
Medibank is probably tuning into the game as this one now here brought by Ryan Young on the far side here for Heathmont. He goes by foot out wide to the centre wing area. Intended target Naina in a foot race there with his opposite number. Naina's a pretty strong tackle. Ball on the deck and neither player can get in there. As they're trying to win the footy also there for Ringwood. There was Blythe and he was held. And we'll get a ball up.
That was great play from Naina then. He was 2-on-1 outnumbered. He was a big ruckman. He managed to hold the football in.
So in comes the ball up. Naina doing the rucking. Jordanov winning the tap. The kick coming out. Ringwood's way out towards centre wing. High up and under. Davis couldn't win the fly. Burton the spoil from behind. Here's Burmeister here for Ringwood. He's kicking towards the direction of Farmer. Nice job from behind there by Sferns. The ball on the deck. Farmer picks it right back up. Takes the tackle. Gets the hand pass out and a hit of Bowden. He gets dragged to the ground.
Oh, beautiful!
Here's Callanan. That's a goal for Ringwood. Callanan, he pots it home, and Ringwood, well, they're extending their lead here in the third term. They are 10-3-73. They play Heathmont 8-7-55 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Contender for Fibro goal of the day.
Absolute play of the day, no doubt. What a pirouette by Paddy Bowden there.
And just the presence and composure while caught in the tackle to be able to hit his man with his hands, set up the goal. Fantastic play there, showing all of his experience there, Paddy Bowden.
Huge goal in the context of this game. 18-point margin once again.
Heathmont need the next one.
So just waiting for the ball to come back in the middle out here. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe. EFL.org.au. It's all happening here in the third term. A breeze went in there, got dispossessed of the football. Umpire wasn't going to ping him for that one. Stacks on the mill and we'll have another ball up.
And this is an interesting point because Breezy and Jordanov are both in the right, and both the other ruckmen have gone off for a breather. Interesting to see who takes the ascendancy here.
Well, Breezy got the knockdown there. Jackson was the first player who scooped it out the back of Breezy. Breezy came back in, got the handball out wide. That was questionable, but anyway, the kick from Davis went out towards the English direction. Can he trap it? The big man, he can't.
Well, it almost runs into our boundary runners again. It's going to call out the danger zone.
Over the boundary line out of bounds. Tim Fitzsimon's laughing his head off there, thinking Ray might have got bowled over for the second time. Umpire throws it back in, across the half forward line effectively for Ringwood on hands and knees. Young tried to reach for it, he pulled it in, and we'll have another bounce. 18 points is the margin. 18 minutes have ticked over on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard as well. Big crowd out here at East Burwood today, and why wouldn't you want to come out there? It's sun-drenched and it's a cracking game of football. Here comes the Heathmont Football Club. Kick up towards the half-forward line. Wack was in the front spot. He got it away. That was good play. Here's Blythe on the left boot in towards the middle of the ground. It looked like they might have called play on there. David Burmeister, he was pretty lucky in the end. He went this way, that way, then he kicked it straight into the man of the mark. Lux of Fortune Collier was there, who thumped it forward, Savory. And then copped one from Savory after he kicked it. That was not necessary, and it goes down. Oh no, it doesn't. It comes back, doesn't it?
That should be downfield. I'm sorry, that's a mistake from the umpire.
Well, that was the definition of downfield. So can't get clarity from Davo because he's scoffing down a potato cake as it comes down to Kelvin Gregg, who takes the mark in the middle of the park. So they're setting themselves up from the middle of the ground here. Ringwood, inside forward 50 they go. Spurrell dropped what he probably should have taken. Young was there, he's been good, gave it back to Spurrell on the left boot into the middle of the ground. Nice mark there by Savory. Stops props and will go back over the mark and look for a proper option. The kick goes out wide. It was charging out there was Colombo. He asked for it. He didn't get get the kick he was after, and then had to just work it towards the boundary line, and over she goes for a boundary throw. And right in front of the barbecue out here, right in front of the faithful of both sides. It's the best spot on the ground to see the footy out here at East Beld Reserve. Aberree's got the knockdown that time, and you can see it all happening again as the players pick themselves back up, and we'll have another bounce. 73 plays 55. We have an 18-point ball game, Steve White.
So in comes the ruck. Aberree to do it again for Heathmont. Lost that tap to Power and unable to keep that one in. Is Davis for Ringwood will get a boundary throw in.
They've hurt themselves the last probably 3 or 4 times they've come forward, Heathmont, with their kicking. They've just not been able to hit the targets at all.
So in comes the boundary throw. Aberree and Power again in the ruck. Power wins the tap down. Footy on the deck. Winning the footy there was Heathmont. Snap around the body there from English. It's a high up and under into a contested footy. The flyer there was Greig for Ringwood, but it comes back now to Heathmont. Clark did well to try and control the ball. They all got one up high, and he's won himself a free.
It's got to be high.
Free kick here for Kevy Clark on the edge of the centre square, about 55 out here from the Heathmont goal.
Have a ping, son.
Savory's back in the goal square. Here comes the kick in towards the goal square. Oh, it was touched just off the line there. Getting a hand to it was Burns for Ringwood, and just the minor score there for the Heathmont Footy Club. It's one they probably should have kicked. Well, they definitely needed it regardless. 10-13-73. They trail 8-8-56.
Three-quarter time out at Jubilee Park. Blackburn versus Baldwin. It's a 10-point lead to Blackburn. 4-9-33 to 3-5-23. 30 minutes to play. Who is going to progress next week to take on South Croydon to match Vermont in the granny?
Oh, I don't think the ball never gone out in straight sets.
No.
It's always the first time.
So here comes the boundary throw. Tap one down by Aberree. Ball pretty congested. Ryan Young gets tackled, and we'll get another boundary throw. A ball up, excuse me. Just there on the half-back flank. We're into time on here in the third term out at East Burwood Reserve. Trying to get foot to ball. There was Macklin for Ringwood. It comes out now here to Regan Davis for Heathmont. He gets a hand pass, but ran out of real estate. It goes over the boundary line. Get a boundary throw. Grand final here next Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock, here on 98.1 and EFL.org.au. And we'll be delighted to bring you that one. It should be a cracker regardless of who progresses out of these two teams. As the tap one down now here by Ringwood, trying to burst through was Burmeister here for Ringwood. It comes back in the direction of Heathmont. Ryan Young's there for Heathmont, picks the ball off of the deck, looks for a hand pass out, can't get it to anyone there in blue and yellow and white, and all appeals for holding the ball. A tough tackle there from Young on Callanan, and he's won himself a free kick.
Tell you what, it's a tough call to make, that one.
As Hendricks was one of those gang tacklers, so he's going to take the free kick on the centre wing area. Kicks in towards this direction of Savory. He's bumped out of the contest. Colombo couldn't gather the footy in. He's taken to ground as 3 or 4 other players go in there as well. And coming, trying to get through the Ringwood tackling there was English, and he can't do likewise. And we'll have a ball up here on the edge of the centre square. 55 out here for the Heathmont goal. And in comes the throw. Savory to do the rucking, wins the contest, doesn't win the footy. Knowles is in there for Heathmont, almost got decapitated. Here's Power now, his quick kick off the boot up towards centre wing, and it's all Ringwood. Here's Burmeister, his kick up towards the direction there of Brereton. He takes the mark on the half-back flank, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got caught, but he shakes the tackle there at Davis. Still got it in towards the direction of Farmer, and he takes the mark. Great play there from Ringwood, and they will line up from about 50 out, 45 out, on about a 15-degree angle.
Fantastic stuff there by Mitch Brereton, just to back himself in that situation, and it has paid off.
So in comes Farmer. He's already kicked 3 this afternoon, and he's kicked a minor score, and not what Ringwood would have ordered at this stage of the game. Maybe that goal could have been the difference in the premiership quarter. 10-14-74, Ringwood lead Heathmont 8-8-56 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. We're into time on, 24 minutes played here in the third term.
Well, Heathmont need the next goal. There's no doubt about that. It spills through all players' legs. Walton was the last player there. Breezy was there to mop up also. He was in the ruck contest. He'll hand it back to the umpire.
They just need to tighten up their field kicking. They've been really sloppy this quarter. They've had enough of the ball, but just not hitting enough targets to really make an impact on the scoreboard.
Certainly the scoring end to the right of your radio dial or screen at the moment as the short pass goes on. Lockie Ferns gets down and takes a good mark. He was looking sideways. It was good that he went back and then kicked it out wide to English. We know he can thump at 50 metres, if so, up towards the half-forward line. But it was just more of a poke up forward there. Cairns an easy spoil there on Robbie Savory, and over she goes for a boundary throw in right in front of us here in the broadcast position. One of the best spots to call football in the Eastern Football League up at the Eastfield Club Rooms. And we'll have a boundary throw in as it comes in now. Power got the knockdown that time, trying to trap it. There was Knowles. He got dispossessed of the football. Quick kick out there by Ringwood. It gained a valuable 25 metres and then hits the Redback bench.
That was great work from Atwell then. He was out of position, managed to get it and scramble it forward.
So ball in true centre wing position. 25 minutes into this final term.
So on the deck, Burmester gets the
third term, I should say.
Gets the kick out, getting ahead of yourself, VWS. But as a kick goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Coming off the ground now, Sheriff coming onto the ground. Naina is back and back into the ruck contest now here for Heathmont. But Joel Caldwell trying to give his players a bit of a rest, but Abrazizi does the rucking regardless. Naina takes it straight off the ruck contest. His hands out now here to English. Sprays a kick up, high up and under. Colombo's there. Can't win the footy, but it comes down now here as Knudsen there was tackled. Hand pass out there, tries to find Rourke. Got plenty of attention from his opposite number, Atwell, and he's forced over the boundary line. And another boundary throw in. So Heathmont need to score one before the end of this term and keep pace here with Ringwood. What's setting it up for a cracking final term of footy here in this Div 3 final as this one moved out from the boundary throw. It bounced off the shoulder there of Rourke. Players unaware. Callanan got a bit of time and space. Snapped in a brilliant smother there from English. And it's gone back out over the boundary line for another boundary throw-in.
He does an absolute power of work, English. If you just watch him around the contest, he's bullocking, he's pushing, he's shoving. He's getting himself in the position. He's trying to run forward and help out. Enormous amount of work.
Into the third quarter. It's three-quarter time in the girls' grand final out of the LSO, and Bayswater lead by 24 points at three-quarter time. 26 plays 2 out there. You think the girls from Bayswater, they might be looking at a senior premiership this year, which will be a great story as the kick goes up for Lilydale. For Lilydale, they're still wearing the same colours. I was in that mode. It's Heathmont though, just outside the centre square. Good tackle there by Atwell, just to hold the ball up and to hold Ryan Young up as well. And we'll have a bounce. Nice true centre wing position here. Naina got the knockdown. English just tried to barge his way through. He worked himself out of a phone booth. He thumped it 70 metres at the top of the goal square. There's Clark and Colombo. They're the ones that need to do it. Colombo to Clark. Will they raffle it in the end? Kevy just can't break the tackle. You are Gonski. Fantastic tackle, Calvin Gregg. Well, the two goal sticks, they tried to share it amongst themselves and they let themselves down. The kick goes out wide. Here's Stephen Burns. He wants to link up along the wing position. That was okay. In towards the middle of the ground now. Ringwood send themselves forward. Nicely done there though by Sparrow. He put his body on the line for Heathmont, but they spilled it through Knudsen. Good strong tackle there. Mitch Brereton is across the half forward line for Ringwood. Well, hooly dooly, it was a big chance gone begging there for the Heathmont Football Club.
I have no idea why Colombo didn't turn onto his right, which he was on, and he went to his left. I don't understand what he was doing there.
Across the half ball line, here's an absolute go. Short pass there by Jackson into the pocket, and why wouldn't you just spot up the man in Farmer? He just presents, he finds space, he has the muscle, and he takes the mark, and he'll have his third shot on goal in this term. He's missed a couple, but you could almost just sign this one away now.
Yeah, I don't think you'll miss this one.
Heathmont almost paying the ultimate price for not taking that chance down this end.
Borderline a 2-goal turnaround. They currently lead by 3 goals. Make that 4 goals. No, he's pushed it once again. That's 3 in a row in this third quarter. He is pushed to the left-hand side.
Heathmont get let off the hook because that might have been the stake through the heart of the comeback. As the ball brought back in now here by Pettigrew. A kick up towards the direction there of Lockie Ferns. Couldn't win the footy. Ball on the deck. Naina's in there for Heathmont doing a pretty good job so far this afternoon and won himself a ball up.
Grant Campbell, some stats that matter thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Inside 50s 14 to 10 this quarter. Clearances 12 apiece.
Thanks, Soupy. As the ball knocked down now here at the half-back line. In there is Knudsen there for Heathmont. He gets a stray handball. Oh, it's picked off by Callan, and he got wrapped up. Rourke got foot to ball, and Heathmont come out now here through Knudsen. Good handball here to Rourke, and he kicks a poor mongrel kick out of bounds, and, well, not a bad field position for Heathmont, but they would have liked to have been inside their own 50.
14-point lead to Blackburn early in the last term against Baldwin. 39-25.
In comes the boundary throw. Winning the tap down there is Power. Rourke did well to win the footy there off the Ruppert. Gave a hand pass straight here to Callanan for Ringwood. Callanan shakes the tackle. Doesn't shake the tackle of Knowles. And he got the hand pass away regardless, and a bit extra as Cornwall and Callanan get into it. And a battle of the bantamweights. But that will do it for quarter number 3. What a quarter of footy that was.